I'm Bo Moore with IGN, and this is the Steam Deck, Valve's brand new handheld
It looks
gaming
good
PC.
though.
I'm here at Valve, where I've spent the last few days going hands-on with the Steam Deck, as well as chatting with the people who made it. We've got a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. When I first saw the Steam Deck, I was a bit thrown off by its control layout. The thumbsticks are in line with the D-pad and face buttons, which looks a bit odd when you're used to the more offset angle found on most controllers. However, as soon as I held it myself, the layout felt completely natural. The full-size thumbsticks felt precise, and while the D-pad wasn't quite as clicky as I'd like, it was fully serviceable for rounding out some quarter circles in Guilty Gear Strive.
So that was something that I actually wanted to touch on. Like, I don't like how far off that is.
Yeah.
Like, if I hold my Switch, right? Actually, you know what? It might actually work because the Switch buttons are pretty much the same. Switch buttons are kind of the same. So it might.
The screen is smaller, and also the fucking joystick isn't right next to the buttons.
Right. Hardware not final, apparently.
That's so weird.
Similarly, the face buttons and bumpers all felt solid and served me well through a few runs of Hades. The triggers did feel a little bit squishy for my taste, but it's worth noting that I was using a non-final hardware unit, so it's possible that things might improve there as Valve tweaks the deck before launch. On the backside are 4 rear buttons, a welcome feature for anyone who's grown accustomed to using pro-style controllers like the Xbox Elite. These, like the rest of the buttons and other inputs, can be fully customized to whatever you like thanks to Steam Input, Valve's commitment to making useful custom key bindings available for almost any controller layout. Underneath the thumbsticks are one of the deck's standout features, 2 precision trackpads, which give you access to mouse controls for games that don't play well with a controller.
The trackpads here are an evolution.
That's still, I still feel like that's gonna be weird. If they did it better than what they did before with the Steam controller, then it could possibly work. But like, that's gonna be weird.
Since the Steam controller days and experimenting with internally. You also have seen some of our trackpad work as part of the index controller, for example. They can be used for many different things. We have a keyboard that lets you do dual thumb typing. In-game, you can map them to areas of the screen for the mouse cursor to jump there and be kind of a one-to-one region.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can create on-screen menus that pop up on top of the game and have many customizable like macro buttons or keyboard keys. And you can just use it for mouse input, where it's really powerful and reliable for the people that are comfortable with that sort of input.
Both the thumbsticks and the trackpads are also capacitive, which means they can tell when your finger is on them. Combined with the internal gyro sensor, it gives you a weirdly precise level of control that, after a brief adjustment period, is honestly not far off from using a regular mouse. Yes, even in first-person shooters like Doom Eternal. Finally, the 7-inch screen is touch-enabled as well, giving you yet another option for controlling your games. The Steam Deck will draw immediate comparisons to the Nintendo Switch. But while it might look like a handheld console, Valve's device has much more in common with a desktop gaming PC. The Steam Deck runs a custom version of Steam OS that gives you a console-like experience on the surface, but under the hood is a full-blown PC.
It's a PC. We don't...
Why did he say hood like that?
Yeah, I don't...
he like spit up a loogie when he did it.
He did the Cool Whip thing.
Cool Whip. What'd you say?
Cool Whip. It does honestly look good. It's pretty nice size too. Bit bigger than the Switch. So remember, Kitten, the OLED Switch is actually going to be that size because it's now a 7-inch screen. So it's basically the newer Switch.
Yep.
I think people should be locked into a certain direction or a certain set of software that they can install. If you buy a Steam Deck, it's a PC. You can install whatever you want on it. You can attach any peripherals you want to it. Maybe a better way to think about it is that it's a small PC with a controller attached as opposed to a gaming console.
I think it differs from these kind of platforms mainly because you can just customize the experience.
Well, that's not my
use
Switch.
all the options at your disposal that are typically associated with PC gaming. We think that while there will be a pretty approachable entry point where you can see the games that work really well by default and and get a pretty seamless gaming experience. If you want to go one step further and use all of these options, you can customize your controls, your level of performance, battery life, use Steam Workshop or even mods that are outside of the Steam Workshop. All these options that are dear to to PC gamers are fully supported by the deck.
Okay.
This means you can do pretty much anything on it that you can do at your desk. Plug in a mouse and keyboard? Yep. Tab out of your games to a browser or video? Sure. Load up third-party programs or even other game stores? No problem. You could even wipe SteamOS entirely and install a fresh version of Windows if you want. But
that's fucking crazy. Game modding on the go. I'm taking out a loan. Nah, you're right about that. That's fucking wild. What? They just said you can wipe the entire thing? What? That's crazy. I can understand the price point now.
I will say the default SteamOS is smooth and efficient at getting you into your games, so I would imagine most people won't want or need to go that far. The point is, you can if you want to. Importantly, this also means that all of Steam's features, like cloud saves, are fully functional here. You can start playing a game on your desktop PC, save and quit, then load up and continue playing portably on your Steam Deck.
So 2 things I just want to address. One, that's actually pretty dope, and I was actually thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'd be tight if I couldn't.
You're right.
So that's 1. 2, did you see how this game looked?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything else looked good. This is like one of the triple A's, and I gotta admit, this doesn't look fantastic.
Not the best, yeah.
Like, and I get that it's still not the final,
fully functional,
but like,
you can start
this is
game on your
the second
PC,
AAA game that they showed,
load up
and it did not. That's not holding up.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly though, any company being like, here's our console, if you want to wipe the thing and put Windows on it, fuck it, go ahead, is baller as hell. Nah, that's a big fucking flex. That's a huge fucking flex right there. They literally said, hey, we're gonna give you a computer, we're gonna make it more like, I can't even find the word, just like more customizable than a laptop, basically. Like, here's a laptop for your pocket.
Basically.
That's fucking
Continue
wild.
playing portably on your Steam Deck, with all of your progress, key bindings, and mods fully intact. You can also suspend games indefinitely on the deck itself, similar to how the Switch works. Though you can't have multiple games suspended at once, like with Quick Resume on the Xbox Series X.
Fair.
Valve also
Okay.
told me that they're looking into ways to cloud sync suspended games between desktop and deck, meaning you could potentially hop between platforms without needing to save and quit. But that functionality wasn't in place yet during my time with the device. While the Steam Deck is obvious,
that'll be a huge game changer, because like, there's been so many times where it's just like, I gotta get up, but now I have to find a save zone, then have it saved to the cloud, and then I'd have to pull my system with me. That
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being like anxiety. Like, I'm the type of person who saves multiple times.
I'll have like 3 saves.
Right.
I'll have 3 saves, and then I'll just be like, okay, so this save was before I got to this part, and then this next save is going to be a duplicate of the most recent save.
Right. So I definitely wouldn't want to like just pick up, like take the chance that it'll automatically like resume when I hop over. I wouldn't take that chance. That's
Right. I still want to wait for the reviews, but like, goddamn, this looks great. No, watching the video just makes me actually want it.
That's what the
designed
videos are
for
for. They're supposed to make you want it.
Okay, but like there have been multiple times where like videos look good. You know what? Prime example. What was that fucking gaming console by Google?
With the Stadia?
Stadia. Stadia.
I never saw the video for that.
Stadia. Stadia is just like Stadia looked like trash. And I knew Stadia was gonna be trash. And you know what ended up happening? Stadia was trash.
Of course.
There are plenty of ads I've watched and laughed at. Yeah, basically. Basically.
portable gaming, it's also fully
Stadia
functional
was a fucking
desktop.
trash fire. Yes, it was.
PC dock. You can connect it to a monitor, mouse and keyboard, Ethernet, and whatever other peripherals you want. Valve is developing an official docking station, which will be sold separately, but a standard USB-C dock will work just as well. In desktop mode, Steam Deck honestly just feels like a PC. The OS is Linux-based, but it feels largely familiar to Windows and is capable of running both.
He said Linux base. Yo, like I've been watching Some Ordinary Gamer. Yo, Linux people go fucking hard on their shit.
Yeah, they do. My uncle is Linux.
Like Linux people go fucking hard on their shit. So like
Steam works so well with Linux too. It's ridiculous.
it does. I see the shit
Windows
blowing up.
and Linux games. I played a bit of Factorio and Death Stranding with mouse and keyboard on a 32-inch monitor, and if it weren't for the deck sitting docked next to me on the desk, I would have honestly just forgotten that it wasn't running off a traditional desktop PC. Of course, a PC gaming device isn't worth much if it can't play games well, but
After all the big talk about Stadia changing the game, it came out, it was trash. A year after release, they were still working on adding a search function to... Yeah, like, Stadia was just bullshit. Google does that a lot.
Yeah, but Google didn't know what they were doing. They were just like, let's throw our hat in the console game.
Right. Like, and they need to stop doing that. They need to stop jumping into these areas, putting mad money in, making people buy their shit, and then just be like, oh, we're just gonna drop it, fuck it.
Right.
Like every time, like Google Glass. I think some people still use the Google phone.
Yo, the Pixel isn't bad though.
It's not, but like it has
Like, I
nothing
like the
to it.
Pixel.
But that's just Google. Google just got money to blow.
worry not,
Yeah.
in the power department, the Steam Deck is no slouch.
We've been partnering pretty closely with AMD on bringing up next generation APU and developing the main board and the software solution around it. It has like 4 cores of Zen 2 architecture CPUs with SMT enabled, so up to 8 threads. And the GPU is based on the very latest AMD RDNA 2 architecture, which supports all the latest features like ray tracing and variable ray shading. The total APU combined power is about 2 teraflop, which should let people play the games that they have in their library without issues at 720 and provides lots of horsepower to that.
I'm telling you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Calling it. I'm calling it. Someone is gonna put Minecraft on this shit just so they can get that ray tracing light and get that like fucking like 3D like new world Minecraft. I'm calling it. I'm gonna see it. I know I am.
You already know what's gonna happen.
Effect.
2 teraflops puts the Steam Deck in the ballpark of the Xbox One and PS4. In practice, it's actually more impressive than that. Since it targets a 720p resolution, which is more than enough for the 7-inch screen, the Steam Deck is able to play current-gen PC games at medium to high settings at smooth frame rates. While I wasn't able to run benchmark tests during my hands-on time, I played Death Stranding, Doom Eternal, Control, and several others, all of which looked great and played smoothly. The deck comes in 3 different models, but power-wise they all have the same internals. The only difference is in storage space. The base model has 64 gigs of storage.
That's not the only thing. It's also the stuff that you give
Moving
us.
up to the 256 gig model costs $529, while the top end will cost $649 for 512 gigabytes. All 3 storage devices are SSD.
So wait. Is the anti-glare etched glass screen like already put onto your...
Yeah, feel like it is. It's already on there.
It's already on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All the other stuff is mostly cosmetics, though. That's true. But like, damn, they really. If they actually put the anti-glare screen onto the deck, that's gonna be interesting.
However, the 256 and 512 gig models use an NVMe drive for even faster load times. And while the internal storage itself can't be upgraded, there's an SD card slot to expand your storage even further, which games can be installed onto and played directly off of.
But why is it just sitting out like that?
Right.
Why is there no like little
It needs to be
case?
covered. Yeah.
Right, like the Switch does the same dumb shit where it's only covered because it has the little prop deck thing blocking it. Whatever.
Installed onto and played directly off of. The Steam Deck will be available this holiday season with reservations starting soon. We've got a lot more coverage planned all month long, so for all that and more, keep it right here at IGN.
I mean, that's not bad. You know what? I might drop the 800 for it.
Yeah, I feel like again, I'd have to see it and try it out in person before I decide. But I feel like I'll get that chance. This seems like something my uncle would get, so I might be able to play around with it first.
I wonder if Sherman's gonna grab it.
I can definitely see Sherman grabbing
I'm
this.
pretty sure. He called me too, but I was streaming.
Of course.
So I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Wait, today's Thursday? Tomorrow's Friday. He's gonna be on the
You're
road.
gonna see him tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, basically. Alright, fuck it. It's almost midnight. I'm gonna end my stream here. Who's online right now?
Bye, stream.
I don't think anybody's online right now.
No, my friend Mimuk is on, but he's playing Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
My friend Frank is playing Dota.
I think no, it wasn't Dota. It was Diablo. Diablo got an expansion.
Mm.
Alright, well, I guess I'm ending stream there. I'll see you guys in December when I fucking buy this shit.
Bye, stream.